Now, on my YouTube channel, we've talked a lot about how to get girls. And, you know, this video, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about how to keep girls when you're in a relationship. Maybe you've listened to a couple of my videos, or maybe you just got into a relationship, or maybe the relationship isn't going too well and you want to figure out reasons to make it better or to improve it in any other way. As guys, we're not perfect, and there are certain things we can do to help remedy a lot of simple situations in relationships. But these are some of the things we just missed. So I'm gonna go over a couple and like, comment, subscribe, and let's get right into it. So the first point I have down is go out at least once a month. Now, relationships, you're supposed to you want to have fun every now and then. You want to have like a good moment with your girlfriend. It's not supposed to always be about, struggle and things like that. You want to have fun with your partner. I think going out at least once a month is one of those things where you can go out and still like spice up the relationship a bit, and also just go out and just have fun. Maybe you're busy, maybe you might have kids or things like that. Maybe your work lives might be hectic, but you have at least enough time once out of the month to go out and just go do something fun. And it doesn't have to be super extravagant. It could be like just her favorite place to eat, or like something active, or just a movie date. Just make sure you at least once out of the month you are taking time to take her out somewhere. All right, and the next point is stay in shape. A lot of the times we get comfortable in relationships and we tend to let ourselves go. We have to keep up our not just our mental but also our physical looks. We want to try to look as closely and try to stay like how we were when we met. Of course, with age and stuff, that's going to change over time anyways, but you can still keep yourself in decent shape to where she can look at you and be proud of what she's looking at. Shoot, even make her jealous if you looking good and you got other girls staring at you. You want to make sure you're staying in good shape, not just for her but also for yourself, because just a good thing to do. A lot of guys, they just let themselves go in their relationships, and sometimes girls will be like, oh, it's okay, I like a dad bod, I like this. No, she don't. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. She don't like the dad bod. She don't like the beer belly. You gotta get yourself in shape. Nobody's saying you gotta be a bodybuilder or anything like that, but go to the gym and just honestly, everybody's saying like go to the gym. If you honestly just eat right, you will stay in a decent shape. But if you have, it's good as a man to have a combination of both. And this is one of the most important points, and kind of everything kind of is going to tie back to this in some way, shape, or form. Be on the same page with your girl. Now, what do I mean by that is, if something like comes up in the future, people wait until things hit the fan to start like figuring out about their partner, instead of asking like certain questions like, hey, do I want to have a kid? They'll wait till they have a kid and then find out that their partner doesn't want to have children. Or they'll be like, maybe they want to move somewhere and they find out that their partner doesn't want to move, or things like that. These are just a few examples of the things that I'm talking about, but these are things that should be addressed, and y'all should be on the same page. This is where we want to go. Especially as a man, you should know, this is where I'm going in the relationship, and these are the things that I want to lead up to. Do you want to get married? Does she want to get married? These are things that you should be on the same page about before you get to that point. A lot of people wait till they get to that point to want to talk about these things, and then the relationship falls apart because everybody's not on the same page. You're going into different directions because y'all didn't address these things from the jump. So make sure you guys are on the same page, whether that be financials, kids, where you're moving to, different things. Make sure that you are on the same page. And next, this is where I say a lot of stuff is going to tie back to being on the same page, but also it's also about like just keeping yourself good. But the next point is don't lose yourself in her. Now, this is what I mean by don't lose yourself in her. Don't make your entire life about her. All the things that you were doing before you were in a relationship, some things do change when you get in a relationship, but most of the things that you've been doing, like maybe staying in shape, or maybe you have other friends outside of that relationship, have your group of male friends and things like that, those things should not change just because you get in a relationship. You shouldn't make the girl the center of your life. That's too much for anybody, and girls aren't going to like that. We get so uh comfortable, we get excited to get with somebody that, we tend to forget ourselves, and we stop doing the things that we were passionate about. We stop taking care of ourselves, and we just make the girl the main focal point of our entire life. And that's not what's going to be good in the long run. And even just for you, let's say, forbid, you break up with your girlfriend. Breakups happen. Not every relationship lasts. So if you break up, you made your entire life about him and you stopped doing the things that you liked doing. So you're kind of just empty. And that's where these guys go into a depression and things like that, that because they've poured all of their resources and all of their attention, everything into their girl, that when they come outside of the relationship, they have nothing left for themselves. All right. So next point is show appreciation. You should know your girl. You should know what she likes. When she does something and she's being just overall, she's just being a good girlfriend to you. Show your appreciation. Don't just be on that mindset like, this is how it's supposed to be, and get comfortable just of her doing things that are really good for you. You don't want to just be okay with her just doing things and then she doesn't think that you care about it. Make sure you vocalize that you see what she's doing and that you care about what she's doing and that you appreciate it. Make sure you vocalize those things. Also, show your appreciation. Maybe buy flowers. Maybe some girls don't like flowers. Maybe take her somewhere that she really likes. Buy her something that she really likes if you have the bread to. Like, just do certain things to show your appreciation. Doesn't always have to be monetary, anything, or you could just go out and like go somewhere for a picnic or anything. But don't let the things that she does for you go unnoticed for a long time, or she's just going to feel unappreciated. And you're going to see that in many ways throughout the relationship. So make sure you show your appreciation in any type of way that you can. This is a very important point right here. Like I said, a lot of these are going to tie into being on the same page. Now, this one is set boundaries. Now, a lot of guys make this mistake. I'm going to tell you this, guys, and I don't know why girls do this, but they like to see how far they can go. And no matter how nice they are, or how good they are, a lot of girls like to see how far can go. And it's not like a malicious thing that they do, 'cause just to see like, oh, like let me see how far I could do. I don't know. This is just how some women, well, most women are designed. I haven't met a girl who hasn't tried to do this, or I haven't not seen this around. But you have to set boundaries. If you don't like something, address it. If you don't want them to do certain things, make sure that it's known. If these are your boundaries in a relationship that you don't want to be crossed, let that be known. Now, of course, I'm not talking about the obvious things like cheating and things like that. Like, of course, they should have some common sense. But there are certain boundaries that guys don't set, that later on, when girls cross them, they get mad, but it's like you can't really get mad at her because you never really set up or address these things as they were a problem. So she's going through thinking that they're not a problem. So, like, let's say you don't like her going to parties or anything like that, but you've allowed this to continue throughout the relationship. So now that you bring it up, it's like, yo, you was okay with this before. That ain't her fault. That's your fault. As a guy, you have to set these boundaries up in the beginning so that they don't come and bite you in the ass later. So, yeah, guys, you got to set your boundaries, or how is she going to know that a boundary is crossed in the first place? A lot of guys, some of you guys aren't going to like this, but help out. Like, and this can come in many different forms of ways. Like, you can help out with like cleaning, cooking. There are some guys who just think because I'm the man, I just have to go to work, come back, sit down, and the woman is supposed to take care of me. Well, no, that's not how it works. We live in a whole different time. I'm not talking about all you rich guys. If you got money and that stuff to take care of the entire financial load and she doesn't have to worry about those things, then I'm not talking about that. Then, but even in those type of situations, you still want to help out in other ways too. You still might want to like take out the garbage for your lady to do certain things, or maybe like fix something in the house. Even if you don't know how to fix it, maybe call somebody to fix it. You have to help out in the house. Like, there has to be some type of balance. It's not a balance when you're working and you're just coming home and she has to take care of you, and then she's working also, and then she has to come home, cook, clean, take care of kids, and take care of you. That's not a fair deal. Now, I like the some of the things that are traditional, but then again, you're kind of misusing it, how some girls misuse it, and they're like, oh, a guy has to pay for everything, but they're not bringing the things that a woman should do neither. There should be balance in a relationship. And when it's an imbalance, it's going to fall apart. You have to help out. That's what a relationship is about. Just balance on either side. If, she's cooking and cleaning, wash the dishes. If she's watching the baby, go do something else. So these are just certain things you can do to, like, help keep that balance. Everything's just not on her for the entire house. There's not, and this is another thing I just want to address. Like, cleaning and cooking, these aren't things that are like just a woman thing. These are just a survival thing that you should just know how to do as an adult, period. So, yeah, if you like, you have to have that balance in a relationship and not just put so much on a woman. They're going to get overburdened. They're going to be frustrated, and it's going to come out in other ways. Don't just be like, oh, I'm a man, so I don't have to do these certain things, because you wouldn't like it if she just walk out and be like, hey, I'm a woman. I don't got to pay bills. I don't got to do this and that. Like, just have a balance between each other. Don't put so much on her. All right. Most of us are normal people. We're not rich. We can't, with the certain economy we have, we can't take care of an entire family like we could before with just one job. Let's be realistic here, guys. Help out when you can. All right? So the next one is check in or ask questions. Over time, even with like every single thing on this list, like, over time, some of these things change. People's like minds don't stay the same over years or even months of time. See if they're still like have the same mindsets as they do. Ask them questions. Ask them like, what do they think about certain things? Ask them, do you still feel this way about having kids? Do you still feel this way about marriage? Do you still feel this way? How do you feel? Like, you got to check in on them, because women have their emotions go all over the place, especially depending on like when it's that time of the month, or if they're have kids or things, like their psyche changes. So you want to just check up on them and see where their mindset is at, because like I said, people change over, just people in general change over time. Some things happen, there's so many things that can happen over the course of the relationship that can change it like permanently. So you want to check in, with your girl. Make sure that things are still in place, and ask and make sure that she's good. And now this is going to tie into the next point and the last point: studying human behavior and body language. Now, just because men and women are different, men and women, we don't express these things in the same way as each other. You want to make sure that just because she says she's okay, you know, that she is okay. Because sometimes we've all been through this with a girl where they say, I'm fine, and they're not fine. You can read it all over their face, all over their body language. That's just one of the many examples. So you should be studying your girl, studying human behavior and studying body language with that. Just when you learn these things, sometimes certain things don't have to be said. You know when something is wrong with your girl. You know when something isn't right just because she tells you it's not right. So you want to make sure to study these things and mostly just study your girl. So you should know the things that tick her off, or the things that maybe the normal person that's around her won't notice. And this is where sometimes as guys, we fall short because we expect women to be exactly like us and be just straightforward and direct and tell things how it is. But sometimes that's not just how women operate. So you want to study a girl or whatever and understand, yes, sometimes they do have to open their mouth and communicate. I understand that, of course. But also, there's sometimes you have to understand that they might not be in the mood, or they might have something going on where they can't really do it, you know? Sometimes you might have to pry it out a little bit. Like I said, every case scenario isn't like one and done. Study your girl, study body language. You'll get it from that. So those are just a few points to help make your relationship better. I'm sure that I probably forgot some, or maybe there's something I left out. Maybe there's something that you guys or any of you women disagree with, and I'm fine with that because I don't always got the answers. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. And also, before the video ends, guys, check out my game on Amazon, Drunk Joker. If you guys like to drink and you like to have fun, I've tested this game out many times with strangers all everywhere, all across, and they love the game. So if you guys like to drink, or even if you guys don't like to drink and want to play a competitive game against each other, Drunk Joker is where it's at. Buy it on Amazon. I'm gonna there's always a link for it in the description, so check it out. And guys, I will see you in the next video. BQ quick review. You know how we do.
Patches I gotta be, cause the edges are jagged. I do not call my piece lessons with real beef, they be squeezing them ratchets. You not the same person that you on internet, I've been smelling some catfish. Don't condone violence, cause we move in silence, you know that they got it like Metal Gear Solid. Pick up the pieces and patches I gotta be, cause the edges are jagged. I do not call my piece lessons with real beef, they be squeezing them ratchets. You not the same person that you on internet, I've been smelling some catfish. Don't condone violence, cause we move in silence, you know that they got it like Metal Gear Solid.